Visitor record versus reapplication. This is the topic of today. This is very important video for you if you are already inside Canada. In that case, you may require to submit your visitor record application anytime in future. If that happens, you will require to have clarity whether you are allowed to submit visitor record application and is it going to have any impact on your other application or not. There is a myth in market that if you are submitting any reapplication, maybe for PG work permit, maybe for spouse upon work permit, maybe for study permit extension or anything. In that case, along with that application, you cannot submit a visitor record. We submit a visitor record application just to maintain our status in Canada. It does not allow us to work in Canada. It does not allow us to study in Canada, but it gives us a status. But there are so many myths around visitor record application and many people are really skeptical whether they should submit a visitor record application or not. Usually, it is a really good application to maintain a status and it does not harm any of your applications. But there are three major myths around visitor record application. First is you cannot submit both the applications together. Suppose you are submitting your PG work permit or PG work permit extension or PG work permit reapplication. In that case, along with that, you cannot submit visitor record application. So two applications cannot run in parallel, especially when the second application is visitor record. That is one thing. Second myth is if you are going to get visitor record approval, then second application cannot be approved. So that is the second myth. Third is if you are going to have a judicial review application running right now, which is suppose you have like 180 days are over and then you get your PG work permit refusal and you have submitted a judicial review, and if you get the approval of visitor record after that, in that case judicial review cannot be in your favor. So that is one more myth. Another myth is there, if you get a visitor record approval, from that visitor record you cannot apply for a study permit or work permit. So there are so many myths around visitor record which I want to bust in this particular video. To start with, I am going to take questions one by one and I am going to share it in detail. First of all, keep it in your mind very clear that visitor record application does not harm any of your applications at all. So this is a major guideline, you need to have it in your mind, so that you have clarity that if you require to submit a visitor record, submit the visitor record. That's it. Don't think much about it. The cost is just $100. That's it. And you can always submit it. And if you are unsure whether it is going to harm you or it is not going to harm you, you can withdraw your application anytime. So I heard a saying earlier, saying no is always an option. Okay, so same is there in that. So if you are submitting an application, later on you can withdraw it. If you feel that no, it was not a right application and you have submitted it, you cannot go back and submit any application. But after the submission of application in future, you can withdraw it. It can be done. So if you have done something wrong, you can always withdraw it. So always proceed for the application. If you are in a dilemma whether it is right or wrong, and if you are not getting the right guidance, in that case, go for it. Take the step. Because you cannot go back and take the step. It cannot happen. So just remember it. So in this case, if you are in dilemma, should you submit a visitor record application? Should you submit a judicial review? Should you submit a reconsideration? Always go ahead with that. If the application or if the actions are not going to harm you much, in that case, just take them. Take the actions because you cannot go back in your time and take those actions. If the time is passed, it's already gone. So first question is, should I submit a visitor record or reapply after PG work permit refusal? Usually the question or doubt is during your PGWP reapplication, because if you get the refusal of your PG work permit application after 180 days, after that you are going to lose everything in Canada. After 180 days, you can't reapply for PG work permit application. In that case, you will have to go with judicial review only. And to maintain your status in Canada, your visitor record is important. So in that case, you always try to submit a visitor record application along with your reapplication, especially if you get the refusal after 180 days. So whatever actions you are taking, you want to back those actions. Along with that, you want to submit a visitor record application as well, so that during the judicial review process, during the reconsideration process, during that period as well, you maintain your stay in Canada. That is the right thing to do. So should you submit a visitor record application? Will it harm anything? The answer is no. It is not going to harm anything. But how you should judge it, what you should do in this scenario, if you get a refusal within 90 days period, don't do anything. Just simply reapply for your PG work permit normally, and you can start working after the reapplication as well. So within 90 days of getting your course completion letter or your transcripts, whatever you get first, from there 90 days are going to be counted. From there you need to count your 90 days and just reapply normally and start working as well. So it is like a normal application. Even if you have already got the refusal, still you can reapply and you can proceed for working as well. If you get your refusal within 180 days, in that case just reapply with restoration. Now you cannot work in Canada, but because of your reapplication, still you are maintaining your status in Canada. You are on implied status, but you cannot work in Canada. Third is after 180 days, you cannot reapply for PG work permit. You need to submit a judicial review application. Along with, you are going to get 15 days of time. You will get 15 days of time to submit your judicial review. Remember it. So after the submission of judicial review, you still have 75 days of time, because after getting a refusal, you get 90 days of time to restore your status and do any application. But you cannot submit PG work permit application. What to do? Within 15 days, submit your judicial review, and after that you have 75 days of time. During that period, you can submit your visitor record application as well, just to maintain your status in Canada. That's how you should proceed. Always note that if you get the refusal of PG work permit or any application inside or outside Canada, no matter whether it is spouse visa application, study visa application, whether it is visitor visa application, no matter what kind of refusal you get, always submit reconsideration request and MP inquiry as well. Always go for it. There is no harm in submission of reconsideration request. Always give your best shot. Whatever possible is there in your hand. So whatever possible is there in your hand, what is that? It is reconsideration request, MP inquiry. Go to your MP, ask your MP to help you in getting your PG work permit, spouse upon work permit. If everything is fine in your application, if there is merit in the application, reconsideration will help you, MP inquiry will help you, and if everything is gone, you can go for judicial review as well. Judicial review is usually going to cost you $1,500 to $2,000. I can help you in that process as well. That is the end. If nothing helps, if nothing is left, in that case, judicial review is the option. But if you are still in the period of reapplication, always go with reapplication before judicial review. Judicial review cannot come before your reapplication. If you have eligibility to reapply, always reapply rather than submission of judicial review. Reapplication is a stronger application. If there is merit in the application, you are going to get approval as well. Still, everything is over. If there is no option of reapply, in that case, judicial review is going to be the option for you. Judicial review takes a long time. We cannot wait for 6 months to 1 year to get our approval. That's why reapplication is very important. If you are still eligible to reapply, always reapply. Judicial review also you can submit, but do not just stay with the judicial review. Before that, always reapply. Try with reapply. That is going to be a better application for you. Next, will visitor record impact my judicial review or work permit or study permit application? The answer is no. There is no impact. Suppose you have submitted a visitor record application. You have submitted judicial review as well. Now both the things are happening together. Now you get the approval of judicial review. Will it impact your, now you get the approval of visitor record. Now, what is your status in Canada? It is visitor record. And after 6 months, there is a call for judicial review. Now you need to submit your inquiries, everything. It is there with court and everything is happening. And now court cannot say that because you have a visitor record approval, you cannot get your PG work permit. You cannot get your spouse upon work permit. No, that is not the case. So visitor record approval is not going to impact your eligibility to get or your fight for your PG work permit. So don't worry about it. You can always take visitor record so that you don't require to leave Canada. You should be there inside Canada for your fight. So that is the ideal scenario. Maintain your status in Canada through visitor record, get the approval, stay inside Canada. It is not going to harm anything. Also, there is one more question. Suppose I get the approval of visitor record. From visitor record, can I apply for study permit? Can I apply for work permit? The answer is yes. Suppose you get LMIA, suppose you get admission somewhere, you want to apply for study visa or LMIA based closed work permit, or you get married and you are applying for spouse upon work permit. Can you do all those things? The answer is yes. From visitor record, you can apply for any of these applications online. It is not going to hamper your status. It is not going to hamper your applications as well. So whether you are doing whatever, whether it is judicial review, work permit application, study permit application, after the approval of visitor record, it is not going to impact any of them. You can get the approval of all of them. There is no problem in that. Don't worry about it. Next, can visitor record be submitted along with any other application? The answer is yes. I have already answered. If you are in a situation, for example, you have submitted your PG work permit application, but along with PG work permit application, you need to submit your English test score, but you know that you don't have English test score. Along with that PG work permit application, which has a deficiency, you know that it can be refused. There is high probability of refusal because you did not submit the English test score. So in that case, you know that it can be refused. Along with that, you submitted your visitor record application as well. Now there are two applications running in parallel. One is visitor record, another is PG work permit. Now, because you know that PG work permit can be refused, you already have a backup. Visitor record is going on. So yes, you can submit the visitor record in that scenario. For example, you have submitted your SOWP application or SOWP extension application, and with this extension application, you have submitted a visitor record application. Why? Because you know that you do not have, primary applicant does not have the right job for SOWP extension. So in that case as well, you know that my application has deficiency. So you have submitted one more application in parallel. It is a visitor record application. And now in this scenario, your spouse visa application can be refused, but visitor record application can be accepted. It happens with many cases. So don't worry about it. You can submit both the applications together. If you know that my prime application has some deficiency, I will require to maintain my status in Canada, always submit visitor record. There is no harm, no problem in this case. Can I submit study permit or work permit application from visitor record? The answer is yes. Suppose you have the approval of visitor record, everything else is over. Now you are trying to see what kind of option I have. So suppose you are trying to get spouse open work permit, you are trying to get maybe study visa again, you are trying to get maybe LMIA based close work permit. So you already have visitor record approval, you are having a status in Canada. From visitor record, you can again gain a proper status, which is a work status or study status. Can you do it? The answer is yes. There is no problem in that. It can be done. What is cost of visitor record application? It is $100 in normal cases. Suppose you are having a proper status in Canada and you submit a visitor record application, the cost is going to be $100 in that case. But if you need to restore your status, in most cases the cost is going to be $250 approximately. That is the cost of restoration. In case of restoration, you don't require to pay for visitor record. The cost of this $250, it includes the cost of visitor record as well. So sometimes we get kind of stuck and we feel that there is some issue in the application, because whenever we are trying to submit the application, the payment is just for visitor record and the payment is just for restoration, not for visitor record. So don't worry about it. If you submit visitor record plus restoration, you just require to pay for restoration only. You don't require to pay for visitor record application in that case. So this is the cost. So if you are also in this kind of situation, whether you are facing PG work permit refusal, SOWP refusal, or any other problem in Canada, in that case, I can help you in that kind of scenario and I can take care of your application as well. No matter what kind of complexities are there, I can handle the cases. And also just try to stay away from confident fools, I should say. So why they are fools? Because they are so confident that they have so much information about immigration. They don't, and they try to kind of convince you that you cannot do this, you cannot do that, and they try to I don't know, don't have the words. So don't go for those kind of people whosoever do not have proper information about immigration. You may be eligible for something and they will say you are not eligible for it, and you may not be eligible for something and they are going to say that you are eligible for that, and in both cases it is going to harm your profile, your application. So always try to have right advice, and whosoever is saying anything to you, you can go there, check on the website whether it is true or not. So you can verify me as well, you can verify other as well, and whosoever is yesterday also someone was very confident and said that for SOWP you cannot have a part-time job. We have got the approval. There are two things in immigration. One is rule, second is norm. Rule says on website you cannot have any kind of job, whether it is contractual, full-time, part-time, regular, it does not matter. Nothing is written on the website. So rule says that primary applicant needs to have a job. That's it. Nothing else on the website. Nothing. So as per the rule, allowed to, even if the primary applicant is working part-time, still we are allowed to get spouse open work permit. Norms wise, we have done so many applications ourselves when the primary applicant was working part-time and we have got the approval. There is no problem in that. So rule wise we are right, norms wise we are right, but some RCIC consultant, lawyer, or maybe I don't know, someone, the person said to one of my clients that you are not allowed to get spouse open work permit in this scenario. So sometimes people do not have immigration knowledge, even after having the degrees or authority, they do not have those knowledge. Knowledge is the king, not the degrees, not the people with so much of confidence. No, you can check any authority by going to website, and rest of the things can be tested through the norms. If I have done it myself, I know that as per norms what things are working, what are not working. So those norms are going to be known with the experience to us, and rules are written on website. Rules you can always check from website. So if someone is saying anything as per the rules, you can always go there and check on the website where is it written. So stay away from such kind of fools who are very confident, who have some authority and they are saying something. Always go and check and test everything. Test me as well, test others as well, so that you do not fall for a trap where you are allowed to do something and you did not do that, and you are not allowed to do something and you did it. So in that case, in both cases, it is going to harm you in big times. Others are going to just jhado their hands and they are going to get away with that. Ultimately, harm is going to be yours. So if you are in any kind of situation, I can help you in the scenario. Whether you have so many refusals, I can help you in those scenarios as well. So if you are inside Canada, outside Canada, you can ping me to discuss your case. Till you get your PR, I can handle all the cases. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. See you in next video.